one stitch at a time. I'm Tara, and I have both of my daughters here.
Stormy.
You have to talk loud, okay? Welcome back to our channel. We are celebrating our 1-year Flosstube. It's been 1 year since we recorded our first Flosstube. So I know last video I said I was going to get in some Flosstube extras, like a pattern parade, and show you some of my frames, stand frame things that I work on. July was absolutely insane, so we had a lot going on, so those did not get done, but hopefully I can get those in. Y'all want to do a stitch with me, you know, all these extra things for you guys other than just a regular Flosstube. But good news is today is that it's going to be our normal kind of Flosstube video. Is going to show everything that I've done or that we've done in July, but we're going to extend it a little bit, and we're going to make this basically a whip parade. So it will show everything that I have worked on since January, or that's a whip, or just anything. So the format is going to be a little bit different. We are going to need those, yes, and we're going to start off with those. So
one moment.
Pause real quick. Okay, we're back. Sorry. Everything that we're starting off with was behind the camera, so Bailey has grabbed all of that. The first thing, I'll finish my welcome. Welcome to anybody who is a current subscriber and has come back to see us. We always enjoy your company. If you are new, we hope that you like what you see. I hope I can enable you a little bit and add some things to your wish list, and make that a little bit longer, because mine is, although I have plenty to work on already, I still always want more, but that's how we are. We can't help it. Sorry about the raccoon eyes. Oh, do y'all have raccoon eyes?
What does that look like?
Look at my eyes.
Because Mama had sunglasses on yesterday.
I had sunglasses on yesterday. We went to the lake, went jet skiing a little bit, so that's why. And I had no makeup on, sorry. Alright, so I have a meeting at church at 5:30, and it's 4:10 in the afternoon right now. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this. Hopefully, if we don't get it done now, we'll just jump on when we get back, and I'll finish it, and I'll put our videos together. So no big deal. We're going to go ahead and get started. If you have watched up until this point, go ahead and drop an emoji of a
dinosaur.
I can't hear you.
A dinosaur.
A dinosaur. Yeah, right here. Oh, if y'all see me kind of leaning over here, I'm actually going to be typing stuff into the computer. I didn't print it out this time because it's going to be kind of confusing. So I'm going to be doing all the talking as far as my stats and everything. Normally my secretary Bailey over here does it, but we're going to kind of be going back to January or maybe even before. So in my head, I know what's right. It's not going to make any sense to her. So we're going to do finishes first that I have finished since my last whip parade was through December 31st of 2022. I didn't say today is August 2nd. Forgot. We've already gotten into August of 2023. So this is going to be everything from basically January 1st up until July 31st. Alright, so the first thing we're going to start with is our finishes. And the first one that they are going to show you is by the Cricut collection. It's called October. And this was done on cashel linen called Relic. It's picture this plus fabric. I'm going a little bit closer. That's the most that you can get to the frame, the better. There we go. There you go. And just keep it tight. Now this one's finished except for these little charms right here that I haven't sewn on. And of course, obviously these do need re-ironing. They were ironed at one time. So That is on 28 count, done 2 over 2. We are doing Angie, the hibernation stitcher, which she just came back to Flosstube after taking a little bit of break. So if you haven't subscribed to her channel or went and seen her, her link is below. But there is a hashtag for all of these Cricut collections, all of the months, the seasons. There's one that says Christmas, there's one that says cookies. It's all the ones that look like this one. I think there's an Easter one that says Easter. So there is a hashtag, and off the top of my head I cannot remember it, but in editing it will be right here magically. Alright, so total days that it took me on that one was 16 days total, and it was 9,135 stitches. Oh, let me back up, because I always do my stitch count in the very beginning as well. The total stitches for the month of July, I don't know why I didn't just do 7 more, but it was at 19,993. So almost to 20,000, but not quite. So for the year, I have done 134,060 stitches. Alright, so all the stats that I give you, give or take, should add up to all that 134,000. So, alright, let's jump back in. Next is going to be Spring, and it's by the Country Cottage Needleworks. There we go. They'll work out a system. I'm kind of sitting back. I'm going to let them kind of go to the camera. This one is done on a baby blue Ada, 18 count, 2 over 1. The only thing, and I still haven't went back and done this, is the 2 little leaves that I have not completed. Let me see. You were showing the back, Bailey.
Oh.
Right there. See, that flower is not attached to that stem, so I need to go in and do that. Here, let me show you the right way.
Sorry. It looked the same.
So there's that, and then there was the 2 little buttons that I've shown before, and you're not going to be able to see them, but it's a little caterpillar and a ladybug. And let's see, the ladybug will go here, and the caterpillar goes right here in the little grass. So technically I call that a finish, but
Where can I put these?
you just throw them in like this. Don't throw them, but just put them in, just sit them on top of one of those baskets right there. Alright, the next one is, I worked on that one. These little Country Cottage Needleworks, like that one, they don't take much time at all. It only took me 4 days. And it was a total of 3,540 stitches. So they're quick little cute stitches. Alright, the next one is Christmas Cocoa. And as everybody knows, I'm not very happy with this one. Here it looks pretty good. But if you actually look at it, it does not look good. You can actually see what all that stuff is. But if we look at it, it looks very blurred. And
Oh, it does.
yeah, but in the camera it looked different, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's a picture of what it shows, what it looks like. This is one of those stamp kits that I got, I think from AliExpress, I can't remember. But see in this picture, it looks like it's got back stitching on it, but the pattern that I got did not have any kind of back stitch on it. So anyway, that one only basically took me 10 days and 5,395 stitches total. Alright, the next one is Love Letter. And this is by Dixie Falls. This is in a magazine, but I do not know the name of the magazine. It's done on a 14 count off-white Ada, 3 over 1, and I used the DMC 603. It took me 24 days and 10,772 stitches total. I hope they're showing these really well, because I'm looking over here at the computer, so I'm not really watching them.
I think I did.
I hope you. Alright, the next one is one of the newer patterns called Starbarks. In fact, I may just, here, I'm going to move out of the camera and let them have some room right now. There we go, we're going to adjust a little bit. Okay, so Starbarks, and this is Plum Street Samplers. It's done on a 14 count fiddler's cloth. It's 2/1. It took me about 10 days for 3,542 stitches. And I do have a hashtag. I will put it here. It's weenie dog cross stitch. And this isn't a sale or anything. It's just somewhere to put all these little cute weenie dog patterns that are done. Last year I finished the one Halloweenies. You can see that in a previous video. Just anything with weenie dogs on it, because we're a weenie dog family. Okay, the next one is going to be Autumn Rules. Isn't this crazy? They've seen these so many times. Well, Bailey has anyway. So here's Autumn Rules. It's Primrose Cottage stitches.
Hard to fit in the camera.
It is hard. Do a full shot like that, all the way back, all the way back, all the way. Perfect. So it's that long. Now you can put it up close, and then kind of, and if you need to get up, just kind of scroll it up, just very slowly. All right. So this is a Primrose Cottage stitches pattern. It is done on the Cashel Linen Relic from Picture This Plus, 28 count. It is done 3/2. It took about 9 days, and by days it's normally, well, some days I can stitch all day, but most of the time it's like in the evening. And 5,823 stitches in that one. Alright, the next one is going to be Hive Rules, which everyone has done this year. Also a Primrose Cottage stitches. It is done on 18 count ivory Aida, 2/1. This one took about 15 days, total of 6,430 stitches. This was a Sunday stitch that I was doing with Holly the Crafting Addict. So she has finished hers, I finished mine. But as you know, none of mine are fully finished. Okay, so these next 3 are ones that I've actually finished in July. The first one is going to be, it's the other part of the Hearts and Spools set from Sue Hillis Designs. This is the Life's a Stitch one. The other one says So Much Love. I already finished that one last year. This one's done on a 14 count white Aida, 3/1. In July, I worked on it for 6 days. Total, it took me 14 days. In July, I put in 2,017 stitches, and total is 3,906 stitches. And that is for both of them. So the So Much Love, and then the Life's a Stitch one, the 3,000, the almost 4,000 number is for both of those patterns. So they run about 2,000 stitches a piece. All right, the next one I finished in July is the Heart and Hand, Honey of a Tiny Town. One of the more popular designs these days. And this one actually, it does have 3 buttons. There's a button here. There's a button right here. It's a little flower. There's a button here, and then there's 4 buttons, and then there's a button there. I think they're just little flower things. This is done on a 14 count beige Aida, 2/1. Did you show it up real close? Nice and pretty?
Yeah.
Okay. So in July I worked on it 4 days. Total it took me 5 days. In July I put in 3,005 stitches. Total of 3,376 stitches for the whole pattern. And the last of the finishes is going to be the Harvest Home Sampler. Pull it all the way back first. Here, the easiest way to do it, hold on one second guys, is to fold it like that. Okay, so there it is. You don't have to fold the bottom, babe. Don't fold the bottom. Okay, so there's the whole thing. All right, this one is finally completed.
Did you finish that one?
Yes. And now y'all can show a close-up. So just hold it up there and then just kind of scroll it up. Okay, so this is Harvest Home Sampler. It is in a magazine. The Cross Stitcher of October. The magazine is October 2023. It's the edition. Did you hold that pretty close?
Yes. Mom.
Okay. It's done on a cashel linen platinum, a 26 count, 2/2. This was my WIP Go number 21 for July. The goal was to do 5 rows. Let me see that. Now, I couldn't convince myself how I wanted to define 5 rows. The last time you saw it, well, it must have been the pumpkins. So I finished from the pumpkins down. I'll put a before picture here to see if we can, because I didn't look, I forgot. So I think it was the pumpkins is kind of where I started for July. So I didn't know if I wanted to do that for a row or include this little thin border and make this whole thing a row and then make this, the words, a row, or if I want to do the pumpkins a row, this border a row, the words a row, this little border right here a row, the corn a row. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't know whether to how to do my rows. So I just decided to finish the daggone thing. It's easier. Okay, so in July I worked on it 13 days. Total, it took me 25 days to finish it. In July I put in 5,609 stitches. The total, I did 10,316 for the total project. So, Bailey, I think you had to finish.
Oh.
You had to finish for 2000 or since January.
I put that one back in there.
Your paw print?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, well, we'll go ahead. This is the one, I'll pop it up here, a picture of it, of the one Bailey finished. Is her purple paw print that she finished,
Last month?
was it last month you did? Or
It was
June?
June. Yeah, because I don't think she was here.
Yeah.
It was June.
Okay, so that is our finishes. If you have watched up until this point, go ahead and drop us an emoji of a
Hamburger.
hamburger.
I couldn't see that.
So first it's a dinosaur, then it's a hamburger. Okay, now we're going to get into all of the whips. It's going to kind of... These first ones I've started before, like they were already whips before January started. So some of them would be new whips. You know, if you're only watching Whip Parade, you would have never seen them because I started in January or January through now. So these first ones you've probably already seen. I will try to, I'm going to put up what it's going to look like. I'm going to put up the last time you saw it on the last Whip Parade, not the last time I've shown it. Okay, so, and then of course we'll show you where I am. Alright, so the first one is going to be Signs of Fall. You gotta do it quickly.
I know.
Okay, so here's what it's gonna look like whenever it is done. And a picture of where you saw it last. And here's where it is now. It's done on 14 count Fiddler's cloth, 3/1. It is by Sandy Gore Evans. It's found in the Leisure Arts Magazine October 1994 edition. And in January, or since January, I have put in 1,745 stitches. Okay.
Oh.
Alright, the next one is going to be what we call Christmas Sweets on Platter. I don't know if you can just throw it in one of those buckets over there. Those are in no particular order. I think this is a French designer thing, so I really can't read any of the stuff. I know it does. It says Christmas sweet song platter on the
What's the top?
thing.
What's the top?
thing. So here's a picture of where it is going to, what it's gonna look like when it's done.
Oh, it's sideways.
And actually we're just gonna go ahead and show this because I have had no progress since the last time you've seen it on the last one parade. So go ahead and show that. Show it good and close because that white is on white. So, but don't blow the color out because that'll get dark. Okay. All right, this one's done on an 18 count white Ada. It's done a 2/1. I'm not gonna Le Petit Croix de Lucie.
Lucy, I love your French.
That's my French.
My dog's name is in there.
I think that's the lady. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, Lord. Jesus.
Okay. Here's one I'm gonna have to help them. Alright, ready?
Jesus.
Shh. Okay. This is my Japanese magnolia, and you know I normally don't show it, but I am gonna show it at least in the whip parades. This also was my number 13 whip go. It was the free space, and whenever my free space goal was to work on it for 24 hours. So it's whatever I spun on the wheel. But the thing was, we had 2 wheels. Bailey has a wheel because she spins on certain days. Stormy has a wheel because she spins on certain days. I didn't think about that, so we spun twice. So I had 2 projects for my number 13, which after this I'll tell you what happened with the other one. But this is the one of the ones that I spun. I had to put 24 hours in on this. So here's a picture of what Japanese magnolia is going to look like. Here's a little snippet of the side of where I've mostly been working. I've been kind of doing this cross country, but mostly starting on one side and then kind of just working my way over if I see some more symbols of the same color, because this is a stamped cross stitch. Actually girls, we're going to show it right side first because you can kind of see it. Okay, back up. There we go. So here is what it is looking like now. This is the side here that I'm really focusing on. You can kind of see that magnolia. All up to about right here is done. So it's turning out wonderful.
This is my favorite.
Alright, so we will turn it around and you can see what all I've actually worked on. But you're going to be able to see all of this over here is pretty much done. I mean, I've been putting stitches here and there in just if I need to finish off some floss or whatever. So, but I'm just kind of taking like the next symbol. I'm kind of going down. So like my next symbol is going to be this blue right here. So whenever I work on it next, I'll probably just take the blue and just work. And really, I was doing this about an hour a day. This is done with 3 threads. So when I split the 6 strands in between, 3 and 3, if I put in both of those strands, that's about an hour for me. So not quite 200 stitches, but I think I can get 200 in. But the length of this thread it only gets me about 175 to 190 for both of those. So that's what I put in about every day. Like I said, it is 3/1. I did get my 24 hours in. In July, I put in 1,258 stitches, and since January, I put in 5,434 stitches. I worked on it 16 days for July. Now the other one, real quick, I'll jump to it real quick, is, if y'all remember, it was the temperature chart.
Oh.
One moment. I thought it was right here. Stop. second. Or did I? No, it's not okay. Did you pause it?
No, I almost did.
It's okay. They've seen the chaos before, so. Okay.
Found it.
Found it. Y'all can show it. But this, this is gonna be unkitted. All my threads are being about to be put. It's about to be put back, you know, back in their places. I am UFOing this one.
Oh, can I have it? No, you don't want it. I just want to put random colors in it.
That's fine if you want it. Oh. Okay, so that is where I got to. And don't get me wrong, this is a very cute pattern.
Loves bees.
Okay, put it in. I'm going to talk about it now. The reason I'm UFOing it is not because it's not cute. It's very cute. And it's not that hard. It's a very easy stitch. Every time I work on it, the question that I ask myself is, why do I care of what the temperatures are outside? Right now it's 104 degrees outside. Okay? We live in Louisiana. I don't see me putting one of these up on my wall every year and like admiring it. Y'all kind of see what I'm saying? It's not gonna be like, you know, like her deer that I finished or her turtle. You know, it's something to actually look at and to admire. Now, granted, if somebody looked at this, they'd just see a beehive full of different colors. They probably wouldn't even know what all the colors meant. But I guess for me, I just feel like it's a waste because I'm gonna care less in 10 years what the temperatures were. I don't know. That's my point. It's not that this isn't cute. I do like it, and it's not a hard stitch at all, and I did do a lot of work on it, but I don't know. It's just not something that I'm into. I mean, some of y'all's temperature charts are really cute. The tree that everyone's doing this year is really cute, and that's more of a picture, you know what I'm saying, versus this. And maybe, I don't know, if you finish it, maybe we just won't put 20, because you're supposed to put 2023 down here on the bottom of it. Maybe if she just doesn't put 2023 here, if she just fills it in with her little colors. Now I will tell you there's quarter stitches in here.
Oh, no, I don't like those.
I'll teach you what quarter stitches are.
Look, she's taught me so many times and I still don't remember it.
Well, you basically, yeah, I'll tell you later. Okay, we're gonna run over. Do you want this or not?
Yes.
Okay.
We're not. Well, she's doing it.
Are you gonna use your own thread or can I have my thread back?
No, you can. Oh.
You're gonna use my thread?
Yes,
That's a lot of thread.
Chad.
We'll discuss that later.
Well, I got none.
You have to get a job.
Oh. That's fine.
Okay, so that was the other one that I'm just UFOing. I did it for like an hour one day, and I just kept sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, you know, sorry.
That's loud.
It's not interesting to me. It's cute, but not interesting. So, anyway, we're going to keep going. Okay, my next whip is going to be Humility.
Oh, is that you?
Huh?
Humility's on that side.
No, it's not. It's right here.
Oh, that's the lion?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Okay,
Nativity.
1 second. I'm gonna like that. It's gonna be it's crowded in here, so we trying to do the best that we can. Humility is my biggest project. Hold on 1 second. Here's a picture of what it'll look like. I don't think I showed it in my whip parade last. I've mentioned it, but I never showed a picture of where I was because the time before, or when I talked about it in December, I hadn't worked on it since September, and for some reason I still didn't put a picture in my whip parade. So anyway, this is probably as close to as of December 31st as I know to get. So there's that, and it's upside down. I did take it off the frame, so you have to. I have to help you with this one. All right, that's good right there. All right, so that's where we are now. All right. Oh. No, I need a bigger room. Okay. So, humility. 22 count, light gray hard anger. Okay, sorry. Light gray hard anger, 1/1. It is a Abraham Hunter is the artist. It is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. I did not work on it in July, but so far I have put in 14,312 stitches as of January 1st. Now this was one of the ones that I used for the bi-monthly challenges that the Cross Stitch Studio puts on. However, you'll all know the story of my iPad or my tablet dying. I lost all the work that I had on Pattern Keeper with him, and I just haven't went back yet and put it all back in there. But as far as my calculations, that's about how many stitches I've put in since January. So I don't even know how much percent it is right now because I haven't fixed it yet.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll move on to the next one, which is going to be November. I'm going to turn back around for now. Hang on, baby.
Oh.
Here's what it's going to look like whenever it's completed. And here's where you saw it in the last WIP parade. And here's where it is now, again. Now you can show it. It is by the Cricut Collection. It is on a 14 count coffee tea dyed Ada that me and Bailey or me and you, Stormy?
That was her. Me and you could have picked her.
Okay, so we coffee tea dyed it. We did it completely wrong, but it still turned out pretty cool.
It smells good.
It does smell good. We use Snickerdoodle coffee, which we use the ground coffee, and you definitely don't want to use the ground coffee. Was it ground coffee?
Yes. Yes.
We used something wrong, though we weren't supposed to. But anyway, it's done a 2/1. There are some flosses in there that.
Get the fancy flosses.
No, I don't want to show them. It's not all DMC. So. Since January, I've put in 1,587 stitches in that one. Alright, the next one is another one by the Cross Stitch Studio. It's called Music Notes. And it's, it has a quote on it. Here's a picture of what it'll look like. You can read the quote because I can never remember what it says. And here's a picture of where we saw it last. I'm trying to think. I think this was in my last WIP parade. If it was, here's a picture of where you saw it the last WIP parade. And here is where it is now. It's on a 16 count. Oh wait. Quick second.
She forgot to take the.
I was gonna ask you, but I didn't want to.
The pipe things off.
Yeah.
It's called Houston.
I don't know.
Shh. We don't need extra talking. Okay. There's that. Stormy, do you have the bag?
What's that?
Yeah, it's right there.
Okay, put all those. Put these back
This
in
the
there.
right way?
Where it's on the bottom.
This could be a blanket.
Okay, go ahead. You're gonna have to hold it back. There we go. So we have about half of the heart. Excuse me. Alright, so you can either hold it up, y'all can put it down, whatever. 16 count is an opalescent Ada called Lose Wine. It's a Be Stitch Me fabric. It is done 2/1. And the color DMC 729, I believe, is the yellow.
Hope so.
I am 51.42% complete on this. In July, I worked on this for 3 days. I got 1,040 stitches in it. I had to finish the goal from June on this one. It was the monthly focus for June, so I had to get 6,000 stitches in. I didn't meet that goal in June, so in July I had to finish that up. So I finished that up, and so far since January I put in 8,559 stitches.
Oh, by the way, Mom, it's 726.
726. DMC 726.
Yes.
DMC 726. Sorry, not 729. Thank you. All right.
Can I just fold this back up and
Just-
put it in there nicely?
Yeah. All right. The next one is going to be my hydrangeas,
Hold on,
Please.
and here is a picture of when it will be finished. Sorry for all the zipping.
Forgot to unzip all these.
And here's a picture. Yeah, I think you saw it in the last WIP parade. If I did, here's a picture of it. And here it is. Are y'all ready? Here it is. That's the back. And it goes this way. Okay. So here it is now. A little bit closer. Get all the way into the stitching part. Down a little bit. There we go. Alright, so this is done on 14 count white Ada. And this is the one that used to be stamped. And I got very aggravated with it. And the stamping wasn't very good on it. It was hard going by the paper copy of the pattern. So that's the one that got washed. So all the stamping came off, and I'm just basically stitching it now like normal. So it's not stamped anymore. It is 2/1. I am 4.1% done. I've worked on this 5 days in July. Got 1,340 stitches. This is my Sunday stitch with Holly, the crafting addict. And so we work on this every Sunday. There was 5 Sundays in July, so we did that. And then since January, I got in 2,340 stitches in all. All right.
Do I take the Q snaps off of this?
You don't have to, because that's it. All right, the next one is going to be my Angel of Cross Stitch. And here's what it looks like whenever it's done. If I have a picture, here's what it looked like the last WIP parade. And here's what it looks like now. I seriously have not worked on this very much since the beginning of the year. It's on an 18 count vintage country mocha 2/1. It is by Joan Elliott, and I've only put in 279 stitches. So Bailey, if you can move up a little bit if you're going to show them. Just don't put your face all up in the camera though. I know, right?
They love me.
I know they do. Okay.
Struggles.
Yeah.
Now the next one is the Monopoly board,
1 second.
and
Oh gosh.
sorry, stop snoring. These aren't easy to do. Okay, there's a Monopoly board. Here's what the Monopoly board looks like. Everybody knows what the Monopoly board looks like, but there you go. And apparently last WIP parade I did not take this off of the Q-snap. So it's not a really good picture of where it was the last, the WIP parade that you saw. Hang on, I knew there was a needle one here and it's coming out, hang on. Alright. And then here is where it is. Y'all both have to work together. Move it back. Here's the full thing, back, right, Bailey? There we go. So basically I just have the Monopoly to do in the middle and then finish all all of that right there.
Just tell me what's your favorite one? What's your favorite part
So.
in here?
Just take it all.
Y'all, we were playing Monopoly the other day, and I ended up with Park Place and Boardwalk, and so I was like building hotels and houses. And this one right here, she got so frustrated. She wasn't mad, but she got so frustrated. She stood up at the table as soon as she knew she was supposed to land on. I think it was Boardwalk, wasn't it? Yeah. She just took all of her money that was laying on the table. She said, "Here, just take it all." I mean, that she walked away from the table. It was so funny. All right, so there's Monopoly
Just
board.
take it all.
She just take it all. It's done on 28 count white Lugana, 2/2 since January.
Where's the bag, baby?
The bag's in there. So one moment. Sorry again, complete chaos.
Child.
It's hard to do in a small room back here. Don't look for it. I ain't worried about it. Okay. So since January, I've done 7,254 stitches in it. Now last year, if you remember, this was my birthday start in October. So my goal is hopefully to finish it completely by this October. Hopefully. I need to work on it if I'm going to do that. Okay, the next one we're going to jump to is my One Nation.
I'm gonna look for the tag for a second.
Yeah, it is. Okay. All right, so here's what One Nation looks like.
Oh.
And here is where you saw it last WIP parade. We only had like one little piece of the bottom done. And this is the one where I had to switch fabric. I bought like 4 different fabrics from this for this piece because my white wasn't showing up. But I ended up going with the called for, the called for color way of the fabric, which is ale. It's an 8. I did mine on an 18 count. Here's what it looks like now. It is done 2/1. This is by ByGoneStitches. And since January 1st, I put in 7,395 stitches. Yep, that is a lot. There is a hashtag 50 states with an S, Sal. I know several people who are doing this or have purchased it recently. Sebastian with Bees and Tea Stitching is doing it. Angie with Hibernation Stitching is doing it. B&E Stitchery is doing it. Tita, 14 count Ada Girl is doing it. And I believe, and again I'll say this every video, I need to make notes. I think Terry from Cornhusker State Stitchers either just got the pattern or I could be thinking of somebody totally different. So Terry, if you're, I don't know if she actually watches me, but anyway, if it's not her then it's somebody. But that's going to be one of my goals, start taking better notes of what everybody's doing. Alright, so that's all for that one. And again, sorry for going through these kind of fast. There's just a lot of them. 41 minutes, that's not too bad.
42 minutes.
Okay, so the next one is my Nativity. Here it is that of what it'll look like when it's done. Words are apparently very hard for me today. Turn it straight. And here's where you saw it in the last WIP parade. And I had just started it, I think, on Christmas last year, so I didn't have a lot of work on it. But here is where it is now. Close, close, close. Up, up, up. There you go. It's done on a 25 count Zweigart Lugana, 1/1. This is Donna Gelsinger's design, done by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is 2.77% complete. And if you can't tell, that's Mary. That's kind of her head.
Holding baby.
Head right here. And down here, I'm getting into the manger. That's kind of the straw in the manger. So in January, I did 4,430 stitches since January 1st. Now there is a sow for this. It's called, on the bottom right here, it's Baby in a Manger Sow. Angie Slowly Crafts doing it. This is, the one I'm doing is the regular version. Angie Slowly Crafts, I believe, is doing a mini version. Jeep Girl Stitches is doing Max Color, I believe. I know Angela Loves to Stitch is doing it, and now I believe Alicia, the Adventures of Stitching. I believe she's just gonna start it. So, oh, she is starting, but she's starting a different, I say version of it. I have it. I don't know if I have it on my iPad though. It's basically, it's just it's the Heaven and Earth design. It kind of looks the same, but it's only Mary, Joseph, and Baby Jesus. But hang on, I'll tell you the one that she's doing. Let Us Adore Him. Oh my gosh, it's raining. Oh my gosh.
Thank
it's
the
raining.
Lord. Speaking of Jesus.
I mean, it may be 10 drops out there, but it's raining. Oh my gosh, we haven't had rain in so long, guys.
Oh my gosh, rain is not a miracle, y'all. Calm down.
But it's supposed to get really hot, like hotter, humid out there too. So anyway, okay, back to where we're at. Let Us Adore Him. That's one that Alicia's doing. So, all right, back to what we were supposed to be doing. So that's the Nativity. All right, these next ones all have started within 2023. So you haven't seen them. You've seen them in the Flosstubes, but you haven't seen them. You didn't see them in the WIP parades. The first one is called Winter Lantern. Here is what it'll look like whenever it's done. And here's what it looks like now. Oh, let me see. Is it up the right way?
Oh god, that's bad.
Yes, it's like that. Alright. You can't tell at all what it's supposed to be. But it's on a 14 count white Ada, 2/1. It's a Russian designer, but her name is Irina Katz. It's 9.52% complete, and I put in 1,479 stitches into it. I started that one in January. The next one I started in January is Wonderful Spark. Here's what it'll look like whenever it is complete. And there's 4 in this little series. There's one for Halloween, one for Christmas, one for Thanksgiving, and then this one is 4th of July. And here's where it is now.
That was so small.
It's done on a 14 count. Oh no, it's not. It's gonna be bigger than that. I promise. It's 14 count white Ada, 3/1. It is by Sue Hillis Designs, and I've put in 1,268 stitches in it to date since January. All right, the next one is, I call it Winter Snowflake.
Winter Sound.
Is this one made?
Yeah, I started this one in January.
Oh, this is the one that reminds me.
This is one that my group, the To Destash group, my Facebook group, it's a selling group, but we do kind of do some fun things every once in a while. So we started a little sale within our group. This is a Doreen Jones pattern. Here's what it'll look like whenever it's done. And I'm using all called for, it's navy fabric, and also the called for DMC colors. And here's what it looks like now.
Just the right side.
No, flip it over. There you go. So there's that.
This one reminds me of Frozen.
I know, it kind of does. So I started that one in January. It's 14 count navy Ada, 3/1, and there's 728 stitches in it.
Yay!
Y'all, I'm getting excited.
Of what? For what?
After this one.
All right, the next one is, let's see, I started this one in April. And it's called Coffee Letter. And this is a kit that I bought. I think it was on AliExpress as well. I thought I was buying a stamped one. This did not come as a stamped kit, but it's okay. Here's what it'll look like whenever it is complete. And just take a wild guess of which way it goes because I'm really not sure.
It looks like a coffee bean.
It is.
Oh,
So
that's
it's,
cute.
you could just show it like this. That's fine. So here's where it is now. Those are just parts of coffee beans because this is called Coffee Letter. It's a 14 count beige Ada, and there's only 109 stitches in it.
When did you get this one?
I don't remember.
I don't remember this one.
I've had it for a while. Anyway. Alright, the next one
Oh, calm down. It's okay.
is Bailey's. Y'all seen it quite often. It is Gradient Butterfly. I did start this in January. Okay, here is what this is by Artisy. So here is, if you look it up, this is what it's going to look like. And this is the colors that they used for it. They used the orange, the reds, and the yellows. Bailey picked out her own color, so this is going to a mock-up of what hers is going to look like. And here is where it is now.
This is Bluey. I made up a name for it.
Alright, so this is on an 18 count white Ada, 2/1. I'm 34.55% complete. Thank you. And I've put in a total of 8,076 stitches in it.
How is this thing open?
Now there is a hashtag for this one, and I'll put it right across here. It's hashtag for my daughter Sal. Kelly with Don't Run with Scissors, and Denise with Black Ribbon Stitch Studio, I think is the name of it. They started that Sal, and that's basically anything that you're doing for your daughters or nieces or granddaughters or even your male children, sons, grandsons, all of those little boys. Just so we can see what we're doing all for the kiddos.
I like the color of
Okay.
this bag.
So, the next one we're going to jump to is Stormy's. Here's what it'll look like when it's done. And what did you name him, Stormy?
Woody.
Woody. We have named him Woody. Although the name of the pattern is Highland Bull. Here is where he is now. He's done on a 14 count white Ada, 3/1. I'm only 2.54% complete on him. He is, like I said, from Artisy. He only has 864 stitches in him. So that's kind of his eyes and his nose that you see there. I started him in February.
He's my
We
child.
love Woody.
Now,
better.
while we're on the subject of her cows,
Yay.
she did another Holly with My Daily HAEDs, who has a Flosstube, and she's on Instagram. Knew that Stormy loved these Highland cows. Now she lives I want to say Scotland, but I think I'm wrong. She's over there somewhere. She's actually from the United States, but she's lived over there like most of her life. So anyway, she actually sent some pictures. Here's some pictures that she sent that her son had taken and sent to her, and she forwarded them on to me. And I'll also put there's a little castle here on one of these pictures. I'll put the name of it here because I can't remember what the name of the little castle was. But in addition to that, she had also found a postcard. Go ahead and show them. With a Highland cow on it.
This is Woody Jr.
So she kept it. We got her a frame for it. And on the back of it, she wrote her a lovely little letter on the back.
We kind of
So it's something that she'll always have that, you know, came from, what's it? I can't remember where it's, I know it's not New Zealand. But anyway. Does it, can you
Ow. Yeah, you do that.
Oh.
Next.
Let's see if I can see.
Yeah. Put it together.
Let's see. I don't know if I would have
See,
her.
it's cotton.
Oh. She bought the postcard in Duns, Scotland. No.
It's like a puzzle.
No. It doesn't have. I was looking for her return address, but it's not on here. Actually, no, it wouldn't be because she actually sent it in an envelope, and I don't think I kept the envelope. If I did, I don't know where it's at. Anyway, there's her cow picture.
That's Dad.
All right, let's keep
I
going.
also have stuffed animals and ornaments now.
Okay, so the next one we're going to go to is Tree Silhouette.
Holy cow.
Here is what it'll look like when it is done. I started this one in January.
Excuse the rain.
And here is where it is now.
People have
It
a
is
rainbow.
pouring out there.
Good. Alright, are you going to show it?
Oh.
Thank you. Back up a little bit. There you go. That's done on a 28 count white cashel. 2/2. 14.3% complete on this. It's 6,720 stitches. Ooh, it's cold.
Remember when Lucy drank that cold water and she was like, ooh.
Alright, the next one is a very, very small start.
Is this one yet?
I'm going to pause it real quick because it's going to be a little chaos. Hang on. Okay, we're back. So this one is called Mini Together We Stand. So basically, Together We Stand. I started this in June. Here's what it'll look like whenever it's done. And I think I only worked on this for one day. This one is for Jacob whenever I get it done. And here's where it is now. Very, very small start.
I know that.
Storm is just going to lift it up because it is still on my stand.
What is this supposed to be?
This is part of the flag in the upper left-hand corner. It's eagles.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
I'm
I'm going to pause. I'm going to let them move it because it's right in their way. Hold on. Okay, we're back. Okay, so that one was done on 28 count white Lugana 2/2. I'm only 0.25% done. The artist is Jody Bergsma. It is a Heaven and Earth design, and there was only 195 stitches there that you saw. Like I said, that's the left-hand side of the flag, the top. I started in the corner on that one. Okay, the next one, and don't get excited about this when I say it, but this is a mini long dog, and I started this in July. Now, whenever y'all hear long dog, I know y'all think of those huge sampler things. You know, y'all have never seen me do one. I'll probably never do one. That's just not my thing. But this is what this one's going to look like, and you'll understand why I did it. Mini long dog.
I thought I meant mini dog.
So, there's that, and then here is where I am now. And 1 second, I was looking to see, because I didn't write it down, of the information for it.
Well, that's pretty.
That'd be really cute.
It's by River Drift House Needlework. Looks like they're in the UK. River Drift House. So, anyway, now you see why I did it. Because of the weenie dogs. So did y'all show it already?
Yep.
Okay, good.
We
Alright, so my information on it is done on 14 count ivory Ada 2/1. I worked on it for 3 days in July and did 729 stitches on it. Yeah. Okay, next one is another start in July. Yes. Hang on. I don't have to unfold the whole thing. 1 second. I'm trying to make this a little bit easier for them because they're unfolding. Like these little ones, it's on big fabric, but they're like undoing the whole fabric and they don't need to. Ah. It's snatching. Okay, that's how you're going to show it, just like
Can I
that.
hold it now?
Yes, top and bottom. Okay, so this one is called Little Women. Here's what it'll look like whenever it's done. And like I said, I started this in July, so here is where I am now. Move your fingertips from the top. There you go. Okay, so this is a Paula Vaughn design. Love all of her designs. I still have a few. I used to have almost her whole collection, but I got rid of a lot of them. The only reason I kept this one is because I love the book. I love the movie of Little Women. And so that is done on a 28 count antique white Lugana 2/1. I worked on it for 4 days. This was my WIP Go number 9 for the month of July. So I did get it complete. I had to put 1,500 stitches in it, and I did 1,508. So I'm also using this for a hashtag that Rainy Day Reads is doing. It's hashtag Turn 40 New Leaves Sal. And basically her rules on this is you can do anything that has green in it or anything that is literary, like has to do with a book or whatever. So that's the one that I chose for her Sal. Plus, I kind of wanted to go back in the day because, like, that's what I started off with was a Paula Vaughn. I showed you one in one of my very earlier videos of one that I completed, still not framed, but completed. That's one of the first ones that I ever did was a big Paula Vaughn one. So I kind of wanted some to bring out some of the old patterns. So. Alright, the next one is my Yellow Dahlias. That one, oh, actually that's better. It's gonna go like that. Okay, here's what it'll look like whenever it's done. I did start this one in July. And here is where I got, not very far at all. It is done on 22 count white hardanger. I'm doing it 1/1. I've only done 0.11%. It is by Carol Cavaleris. It is Heaven and Earth Design. I only worked in it 2 days for 327 stitches. Now, this one was supposed to have 3,000 stitches in it because we did spin it on the monthly focus wheel for July, and I did not meet that goal. And per my rules, if I spin it, or even if one of my WIP goes is not finished, I have to finish it by the next month. So I will be working on that one in August. I have a long way to go because I only put a little over 300 stitches in it, so I still have a good 2,700 to get into it. So that'll be added to everything I have going on for August. Holly, the crafting addict, is also doing this one. She's the one that talked me into doing this one, but I do love it. It is beautiful. All right. The next one is called Wonderful Time of the Year. Here's what it'll look like when it's done. And here is where I'm at on it. Not quite half done. That's about the top. I started in the middle, so I went up. But I do have more gingerbread men and hearts to do here, and I have to finish the branch things there. But anyway, this was gifted to me through in my Dash to Destash. We also have a secret stitcher exchange every 3rd month. So that was one of the ones that was on my wish list that they got me. But they also got me the fabric that was called for with that pattern. Well, that fabric is a 32 count Petit-Point raw white Belfast linen. And by no fault of their own by any means. You guys know that I don't like linen. Although I have quite a few things that are on linen. I think I can't say that I don't like linen. It just depends on which one I'm working on. Like that Harvest Home sampler, I hate that linen. I hate it with a passion. I'm so glad I'm done with that project because I hated that linen.
Hey, it's a strong one.
But anyway, so yeah, they got me this fabric along with the pattern, along with the floss that, because it was I think it's Classic Color Works. There's a needle right there, so y'all step on it.
Always not a thing.
But I'm actually, because when I started working on this, and it's the first time I've ever worked on 32 count, I'm gonna say that 28 count is probably gonna be my max. I do not like the 32 count. It is very, very small. I don't have to want to get into getting a magnifying glass, and because I do these sitting in bed sometimes, I don't want to have to take all of that back there with me. 32 count is just, it's tiny, and y'all know that. I mean, you guys work on 56 count, for God's sakes, you know. I don't know how in the world y'all do that. So
They must be.
I know,
advanced.
56 count. I
Must be
mean,
legends at it.
so anyway, yeah, I'm gonna finish this one out, and I'm actually doing this 3/3, which I've never heard anybody doing. But I am gonna make a pillow out of this. I figured I was gonna kind of make it as the stitches as big as I could. Almost looks like that, how they used to do tapestry, I think is what you call it. It's like you could actually see the stitches. I mean, they're not small enough to where it looks like you have to look right up on it just to see that it's a cross stitch. You're gonna actually be able to see the stitches. And so I'm gonna make a big pillow out of it, and that way I can use up all of the fabric. I won't have any left, and I don't have to look at it anymore. Now, it's a beautiful fabric, don't get me wrong. I like the little polka dots on it. It looks like snowflakes, all that kind of stuff, but I will never use that again. And I think I bought some 32 count whenever Hobby Lobby was having that huge clearance sale and everything. Y'all will probably see those in giveaways later on. I'm gonna pull them out and just go ahead and get rid of them because I'm not gonna do it. All right, so anyway, wonderful time of the year. That is by the Country Cottage Needleworks. I've only worked on it 2 days. I have 843 stitches in it. All right, moving on. Enough about that.
This is cute.
Okay, so the next one is the Woodland Winter, and this is the one y'all know I don't like. Here's what it'll look like whenever it's done. It's not that it's not cute, and it's for a reason I have to teach you about, because you're not going to understand when I say it. It is a Dimensions kit, and here is where I am on it now. I believe y'all saw it in my whip parade. Upside down.
Huh?
Well, that's the deer and his legs. That's
I
his
thought that was a
body.
tree.
No,
I thought it was a wishing.
that's the deer's behind right there, and that's his legs.
thought it was a wishing well.
Okay, right side up, that's where I am with it now. It is an 18 count white Ada. I am just using everything in the kit. Now, you guys will understand what I say, and I've said it before. I have trouble with this one because of all the blending of the threads. What I am going to do, I was talking to someone the other day, and I'm sorry I can't remember who I was talking to. Actually, I think it's in a comment under one of my videos. But anyway, I think I'm going to redo the way that I have my thread. I think that's my problem, because I took all the thread and I took them off of the card that it comes with, and I actually bobbinated all of them. And when I put those, try to get those blended threads all put together, it just irritates me that I have to take time to pull off a strand. I have to undo a whole 6 strand of this, then I have to pull off one strand, and I have to do it to another color as well, and then I have to put those one little strands together. And so I think I'm just going to take and I tried to make, or I made one a long time ago. But anyway, I'm going to take one of these. I bought some of the ones like the girls have. Do y'all have one of those?
What is it?
One of those those.
The plastic things?
Uh-huh.
I have
Ordered
a wooden
some.
one. You have wood and plastics.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. And you don't have to take apart. You don't have to. Just something, that's got the already holes in it. This is her little corgi.
I have a cow.
But anyway, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to just go ahead and take some time and make the blended colors. Do a couple of each one of them, and just go ahead and have them
Ready.
all on these things. I'm going to unbobbinate all this. Maybe. I may just put the blended on one of these. That way, maybe if it's just not going fast enough for me. I mean, I just like pick up a color and go. Pick up a color and go. I don't want to have to blend these things. So, I'm trying really hard to get through this one, and it's just, I've wanted to UFO it so many times, but I haven't. I know. Okay, next one. We only have 2 more girls. We can do this. Where are we at? Hour and 2 minutes. Not too bad, really. Alright, the next one is our little copper.
My child.
Here's what he will look like when he's done.
We love him.
Yes. We do.
And I'm talking. Here's where you saw him in the last week video. And here is where he is now. Back, because I've worked down here mostly. Okay. So he is on an 18 count off-white Ada, 2/1. He is almost 50% done. I'm 49.88% done with him. And total, he has 32,420 stitches in him. That is total from when I started him. I didn't start writing down in my binder. I have a page for every
It's our new binder.
I have a page for every project, and I started doing this after I started copper, so like I don't have any stats on him or anything like that, so I just know Pattern Keeper tells me that's how many I have on him. Alright. And the last one is our little partners. Here's what it will look like whenever it's done. And let me see it. I don't think I put any work in it since January. Oh yes, I have. Okay, so here's where it looked like, what it looked like. Yeah, that would be right. I'd have to, okay, here's what it looked like whenever you saw it last WIP parade. I have put some stitches into it, but again, this is one of those that I started way before I started counting my stitches and recording them and everything. Here's what it looks like now. I add a little bit of this dirt down here, basically, since you last saw it. Go a little bit closer, girls. There we go. So I could go back on all my calendars where I record everything daily, but I don't have a summary page of it, so I don't know. It is from Needle Treasures. It's on a 14 count beige Ada 2/1, basically using everything that came in the kit. Okay, so if you have watched up to this point,
Good job.
drop us another emoji of a
Flag.
flag. Any flag. Any flag. There may be people watching in a different country, so any flag. All right, we're gonna go into we're gonna go into actually Stormy's yours will be a little bit quicker. Let's do yours. We're gonna do Stormy's. We're just gonna update you on where she's at on her projects. We're not sure when she worked on them or if she worked on them since January, but we're gonna go ahead and show you. She's got 2 that she wants to show you. Then for us, we're gonna have to leave. We're gonna head to church, but for you guys, it'll be a split second like that, and we'll be back to finish everything off. So go ahead and show them your first one.
It's a llama.
They can't hear you when you whisper.
A little llama.
This is a llama. We don't have a picture of it, do we? Because it only came with the pattern.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully she can work on it more. It'll start taking shape a little bit. That's where she's at on that. And her second one is
Lion cubs.
2 little lion cubs. So she'll probably you'll turn it around to show you.
No.
And there's one lion.
Stormy, come on, we gotta go. Turn it around so they can see where you've actually worked on it. There you go. Yeah, it's got her loose thread there, but there we go. So she's kind of just worked on those little ears right there. All right, and what's your plans for this? Are you gonna work on anything in August?
I think you should work on that for your birthday, since your birthday's in August.
Come on.
Yeah, I'll work on my lion more.
Do what? Baby, you've got to talk loud. They're not gonna be able to hear you.
I'm gonna work on my lion more.
On the lion. Okay.
Maybe the llama.
Perfect. I think do both. I mean, we've got 31 days in August. There's plenty of time to do things. All right. We'll be right back. Hit the square. Hey, we're back. You should have just seen what they were doing. It's not good. All right, so we are gonna jump right back in. We just got back from church, just got done with supper, so we are going to go on with Bailey and see what she has done for the last 6 or 7 months or so. So, Bailey, if you want to just take it away. You're starting with your lion first.
We're doing this in order.
Yes, you will.
Oh, did you have them in a certain order?
No.
She was just gonna start
I just threw them in here.
Oh.
I didn't know.
Oh, you can just do it as you want to then. Here's a picture of her lion when it's done.
You do your job.
Quickly.
Come on.
Stop. No, just
Show
show
them
them,
back.
Bailey.
What happened to all my... Never mind. Here is what... I worked on this up here. And...
Oh. Pull it over to the left a little bit. I'm going to pop up a picture here of where she was last time so you can see the comparison. She didn't have any of the red done, I don't believe.
I thought I had orange done, but that's the other one. I forgot. Oops.
So that's her lion.
Shush.
Here, hand them over to me. We'll make this a little quicker. Your fox is next.
My favorite.
And while she's getting that out, here's a picture. Hey, somebody scoot the camera up a little bit. It's falling. There we go.
Your phone's too heavy.
Okay. She's gonna get her fox out. We apparently
There.
Okay, there we go. Sorry.
There we go. That's the
Okay, so picture of our fox. I might have already shown it by now. All right, now show your fox.
Okay, so last time you saw it, it was just this, or these two parts right here. I think that part too. I've done this.
Okay, hold it over to the left a little bit, and I'm gonna pop up a little comparison of where she was in January. Perfect. Next is your wolf.
That's my least favorite.
Oh, why is this your least favorite?
Because there's quarter stitching.
Ooh, there is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Good Lord.
I didn't know there was quarter stitching in it.
How do you know what that is?
Trust me.
Here's a picture, excuse me, of what it's going to look like.
It's very tiny.
Oh, it's tiny, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, where's that small? All right,
There.
and hold it up.
Oh. Can't really see because of the loose thread. But I've done that, and
All right, hold it to the left. And here's a little comparison, if I have one. I can't remember now. Beautiful. Okay, now we will go on to her whip go and what she worked on for the month. And your whip go number 9 was your bull terrier.
okay. Is that Lucy? Okay. What have I done?
Here's a picture of what it'll look like.
Your phone is heavy.
I know, my phone's heavy and it keeps like bending down. It needs to be bent up a little bit because I'm kind of ducking. But anyway, and here's where she's at now.
Pretty.
I think the brown is new, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you're holding your fingers over the green.
Oh. Oops.
You can put it in the middle because I don't think I have a before shot of it. So there's where she's at on that one.
Last time I was on it, it was just the ears.
Oh, okay. And your number 13, you got to pick what you wanted, and you had to complete 3 threads in whatever you picked.
Okay, so I don't think I completed this one. Well, I did. Oh yeah, I did. No, I didn't. No,
You're trying to complete 3 colors or 3 threads?
3 threads.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, then I've done that. Never mind.
I don't think she knows what she's done. So,
That's
tell
cute.
me what it is.
It's fading.
So it's her little bookmark that she's actually just doing the pattern herself. She's just making rows of blue, like fade, like her butterfly is. It'll fade. Okay. And your last one is your number 21, which is your corgi.
Okay.
And here's a picture of what it'll look like. Tilt the. I'm sorry,
No,
guys.
Lord.
I don't know. No, I think it's the stand. Like it's not holding up really well. I think we're crooked now, but oh well. Here's a picture of what it'll look like when it's done.
Where's it at?
Oh, okay. Then go ahead.
I think we're doing. Oh, never mind. This is a new
Beautiful.
start.
So, let me see the picture of it. What part of that? Oh, that's his little scarf.
Yeah, that's a scarf.
Alright. Awesome. So, do you know, let's see, what's your plans? What's your whip go number? The whip go numbers were 18 and 24 for, I'm sorry, it's like an OCD thing. It's bothering me. For August are 18 and 24. So your number 18 is your wolf.
Oh.
for 3 days.
That's why I did that one for 3 days.
I'm
but I
sure.
didn't wanna work on it.
And then your number 24, you have to put 2 threads into your bull terrier, the one with the 2 dogs. So those are her plans and what she has been doing. Let's see. We don't really have any haul. I just got one thing. There's some white paper if you need
Can I
to
take your name?
put it up against that, and I'll have to kind of put it a little bit close.
Just let me magnate it. I don't have to hold it.
And there we go. So I just bought this one little closer. One little needle minder. It's the Nativity.
It has Mary.
Kind of glossy.
Okay. Here's
So.
your magnet paper.
That one goes on the Nativity, of course.
Next.
So that's all the haul. I really haven't bought anything.
Okay.
Let's see. The next thing.
Miscellaneous.
Now, I'll go ahead. I'm gonna do my plans for the month. Scoot over just a little bit, girls, since I'm gonna be talking. Okay, so my plans for this month is obviously I have to finish the yellow dahlias, the yellow flowers. I have to get the rest of the 3,000 into that.
I thought she meant like finish all.
Open this and go to the yellows board. For my number 24 is Stormy's Cow Woody. I have to get 3,000 stitches in him. My number 18 is the Angel of Cross Stitch. I have to do 1,500 on her. There is no cross stitch studio challenge this month, so I don't have to worry about that. My Sundays, I at least try to get at least 100 stitches in hydrangeas, since that is my Sunday stitch, and then I'll move on to whatever else. But I do like to do that. And so now for August, we're going to spin the wheel and see what my August monthly focus is, which means I'll have to put 3,000 into this project. So go ahead. You'll have to hold it up. Hey, I think you just put my phone on crooked.
Huh?
You show 'em.
She was supposed to get another 3,000 into her cow, but it has landed on Gone Fishing, which is this pattern here, which I have not started yet. So it looks like I will be having a new start as well. I really need a scroll frame to put that on, but I'm just going to try to do it in hand for now because I don't have an empty one. So yeah, that'll be 3,000 stitches in Gone Fishing. All right. Other than that, we're gonna go ahead and spin for the emoji contest from last video. Feather, what are you doing?
I was editing.
Why?
I was putting hearts on my water
Okay. Don't scare me. Okay, go to the first one. These are all the people that got all 4 of the emojis from last time, which was a smiley face, a green heart, a flower, and a lollipop. So if you put all those in your comment, then you get entered into this drawing, which it's irritating. Is going to be a gift certificate to Etsy. The last person from the video before did not respond. I'm not going to keep moving on. If you don't respond within, you have a month. So, I haven't heard from that person, so I'm not going to try to keep up with everybody who won. So, if you don't email me whenever your name is spun on this wheel, then just kind of lose out. Sorry. So go ahead and spin the wheel. I have everyone's name on here that got the 4 emojis from the last video. So it's, hold it closer. Okay, so e-crafting in Colorado. So if you are e-crafting in Colorado, email me. My email address is below, or you can private message me on Instagram. My Instagram is below as well. OneStitchAtAtime_2. So congratulations on that. And next, oh, we have the giveaway winner for our last video, which was,
Did you print it out?
the one that I already finished. The spring. And then you also are getting the Cheshire Cat needle minder. And the keyword for this was butterflies. And I did remember to draw before we started videoing. And here's our winter. Our winter is Enchanting Stitches. So congratulations.
We almost got her on the wheel too.
I know, you almost came up on the wheel as well. You were like the one right before the Colorado lady. Alright, so the girls have chosen 3 new giveaways because I have went through all of my patterns, and I'm pausing you just for a second. This is irritate me. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, there's my pledge. I was looking for that the other day.
Where?
It's right here.
Above your head.
Right there.
Hey, and we found your pan too.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, so, we are gonna do our giveaways.
Yes.
I'm losing my train of thought. It's getting late. So, the first one is going to be one I've already done, and it's another one by the Country Cottage Needleworks, and it is Ice Cream Sundae.
Ooh.
There's a picture of that. Hopefully it's focusing really well. So if you would like this, put your keyword in as
Chocolate.
chocolate. Okay? And these are 3 separate ones. So, alright, the next one is sort of an oldie. It's called what? Favorite Pets?
Yes.
Favorite pets in chocolate.
Okay. Go ahead and show that. And it's got a cat and a dog on the front. But it also, turn around to the back, it's got some birds in it.
There's more cats in it.
And then here, it has some cats and some, ooh,
And some
there's a turtle. There's a turtle.
There's a turtle.
It's a weenie dog.
And it's a Winnie dog.
I want to see. Let me see it.
Have you printed that out? Have you printed out the weenie dog?
What?
These are all mine that I've already scanned in. That's why all these are in my giveaways, because I took all my patterns and I got them all scanned in to my computer, which is how y'all know I
Thank
like
the
to keep
Lord.
mine. And so yeah, I'm getting rid of all the hard copies. Okay, so what did we say for this one?
Pets.
Pets.
Pets with an S. All right. Third and last is from Artisy.
It's a very pretty one.
It's a sea dancer. A mermaid.
Sea Dancer. It is the original pattern.
Very pretty. I love her.
And so our word for that one is
Mermaid.
mermaid. Perfect. Okay,
Now you're miscellaneous.
I think
Miscellaneous.
that's it. The only other thing is just we'll do very little life updates really. Stormy's got a birthday coming up next week.
Yes. I'll be 13.
She'll be 13.
At
I'm a
9:49.
teenager.
Wait, at 4.
And
39.
so you're mumbling. If you're gonna talk.
What time was I born?
Like 4:30 in the afternoon or something.
Oh, okay.
I was an early baby.
So she'll be 13. She'll be in school that day, but
She won't let me skip.
no, I'm not letting her. Skip.
I'm not going to be in school.
The only other things that we've had going on in July, let's see, Stormy had youth camp,
That about tickled me.
and so she did that, and then me and Bailey we went to kids camp, church camp, and
I have a picture.
yeah, Bailey has a picture of all of us. I could have just inserted that.
Oh.
No, just go ahead now. But there's a picture of all of us.
Where are you at?
That's me right
So
there.
yeah, but we had a good time doing that. I'll put some pictures at the end of all that. One thing that was real fun is on one of the games, they made all the sponsors, which meant all the adults that were there. We basically had to go up on the stage. We had to sit in a chair, and it's what they call an Oreo challenge. And
Here's a picture.
yeah, well, okay. Here's a picture of me sitting in a chair, and basically I've got my head back like this. And I chose a little boy whose name is Brantley. He was my partner because I made Bailey record it, so I couldn't choose her. So Brantley, they were given 2 Oreos, and we had to sit in a chair, and then he had to, or the kids had to put the Oreo right on top of our forehead while our head was tilted back. And he was so sweet, y'all. I mean, he's the sweetest kid. He put the Oreo on my head. Now my hair was pulled back, as usual, in a ponytail. But he made sure none of the little baby hairs were in the way. Like he moved my hair, and he put the Oreo on my head. And whoever could make the Oreo from their head into their mouth the quickest won. So, needless to say, I was the first one to do it. And whenever I went back and looked at the video, it was like 2 seconds flat. So,
Oh, my bracelet.
luck.
Bracelet.
Pure luck.
Mama has a thing on her keychain that says that.
So, but we had a good time. Bailey was really the only one in my group, so I didn't really have a whole bunch of kids to deal with, which is kind of nice because this is my first time going to the kids camp. So we got to see what it was kind of all about. But
Next year I'm gonna have twins in Berlin.
yeah, next year I'll have more. Either that or y'all be with Miss Stacia, and I'll have a different group of kids. I don't know. We'll see.
Now you know. She's
You'll be
not
in the
gonna
same
go.
room with me, but
I know, but Miss Fish is not good.
so anyway, that is. I think that's it.
Emoji
So if you
contest.
have watched up until here, here is your last emoji.
I can see.
A football.
A football. So what did we? What all of our yeah.
Our emojis?
Yeah, what are they?
A dinosaur, hamburger,
and
and
football.
a football.
You'll miss one.
Huh?
Dinosaur, hamburger,
Flag, football.
Sorry, and it could be any flag.
flag, and a football. Alright guys. Whew.
Mama.
I think that's it. Yes.
Like the football we play in America. People play.
Well, I guess if you're
Your kind of football. Your kind of football.
yeah, your kind of football, whether that's soccer or our regular football.
Which is
Yeah. So
ball.
whatever. Alright guys, we're gonna say goodnight. Yeah, they've got to get back on a routine as far as, getting medicine, getting to bed early.
And we have
I
open house
school-
tomorrow.
School technically starts Monday. Tomorrow we have open house,
I
so we
don't.
find out what classes
We find out what classes we
they
have.
tomorrow. And then Bailey has to go because she has orientation. So when they start a new school like that, they always have an orientation just with them, the younger group.
Only
And,
the sixth graders.
so she'll do that just half a day. And then Saturday you have the lakes. They get to go
Oh,
swimming at the
yeah.
lakes. It's a
Where am
big-
I going to be?
I don't know. I guess you're going with her. And then Monday they start school.
Yay!
No.
I'm excited.
What's the only reason you're very excited to go to school?
I get to
wear
wear
my
my new shoes. Here's a picture of my shoes.
And mine.
Oh goodness gracious.
You have to add a lot of pictures to this.
I'll send them to you.
All right, guys. Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment. Definitely comment,
All that fun stuff.
and definitely subscribe. Definitely do all of it. Make sure you hit the bell too, so that you know that when we
Hit the
upload-
notification bell. Hit it. Press all so you know every time we upload a video.
Good job.
Right. And I am going to try to get the pattern parades and Stitch with Me's and all that stuff recorded
Are you gonna try
as
this?
soon as I know.
Can I do this?
As soon as I can, huh?
Can I do a stitch?
You can. She said, could she do a Stitch with Me?
It's
Why
gonna
not?
be. It's gonna be.
All right, guys. Good night. See y'all later.